Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Yue Eats. I'm Yue, and we are still in Philly. This is gonna be our last stop while we're in the city of brotherly love. We ate all sorts of great foods on this trip. We had cheesesteaks, we had roast pork sandwiches. Even if some of the food was less good than others, it was all a great time regardless. But you guys know me and you know how much I love steak, so we couldn't leave Philly without eating at the most iconic and famous steakhouse in the whole city, Barclay Prime. Now, veterans of this channel may actually remember, we actually ate at Barclay Prime once before on this channel. We ate the extremely decadent $120 exorbitantly overpriced Barclay Prime cheesesteak. And I can see how people would like it, but it was not for me personally, but that might just be me. While that was a good video though, I feel like a $120 cheesesteak is not gonna be for everyone. I feel like that's gonna be like a divisive menu item and not really indicative of what they really serve at this steakhouse. So what we're gonna do today is do what I've wanted to do ever since eating there, is return to Barclay Prime and this time get a steak. They are really known for their impressive steak selection, or so I've heard. And we've eaten at all the great iconic and historical steakhouses of New York City, but Philly is not too far away. Philly's just like an hour and a half to 2 hours away, depending on how fast you drive. So this will be our last stop. While we're in Philly, we're gonna re-review Barclay Prime, but this time not the cheesesteak. We're gonna review the steaks and see if the steakhouse component of this restaurant is up to scratch. But we gotta pick up the pace because we're running a little bit late, so gotta pick up the pace so we make our res. So let's go. And it is, of course, across from the very fancy Rittenhouse Square Park area. Although I'm also picking up the pace because it may not look it in the video, but it looks like it's gonna pour any second. So for some reason, the video doesn't quite capture the grayness. Almost there. This is the Barclay Prime private dining section. We're almost there. Just a little bit down the road and I think we'll be at the main entrance. Hello. Excellent, thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you. Wow, guys, I'm definitely glad I decided to re-review this place because last time we were only able to eat in the bar section. I actually thought that that was the main restaurant, but I'm so glad that I tried this place again because I was able to snag a reservation in the dining room this time. And yeah, this is, it's a pretty nice spot. Really, really love the way this is decorated and really, really love this calm and sophisticated vibe. I don't always dig this dark mood lighting, but it definitely works in this case. Like, I dig it in this case, even though it may be a challenge for filming this YouTube video. And service has been really spot on. Although, let me show you their drink menu real quick. I don't really drink much, very rarely, occasionally, if they have a certain drink that I have nostalgia for. But I know at steakhouses, the drinks are often part of the experience. So I do like to show you guys what they have. So just showing you real quick, lots of different kinds of whiskey. I don't know much about whiskey though, I will confess. A lot of your typical mixed drinks, you know, old-fashioned, Manhattan, sidecar, you know, pretty much all your standards, it seems like. Smoke gets in your eye. I can't say I've heard of that one. Maybe some of these are house cocktails, like house-invented ones. And a quick showing of their wine selections. Lots of champagnes, white, rosé, and red wines. All sorts of champagnes and both domestic and international wines. But we are here for the steaks, so let's see what they have here. And I'm doing my best here. I may ask them for a second light just to make the food more bright later. But as of right now, I'm doing the best I can. I showed you last time this during my cheesesteak video, so I'll just breeze through it. Shellfishes, caviar, things of that like. And that is the Barclay Prime, 100, well now it's $140. It used to be 120, or actually, I may be misremembering. I think it's 120 if you don't get it with the champagne, but I think it's 140 if you want the champagne included, I think. Still expensive regardless. The mains all look pretty solid, your typical steakhouse mains, like your salmon and your rack of lamb and your potential Maine lobster. Get it? Maine. But their steak selection is actually not very robust. Not a lot. They keep it short and sweet. They just break it up between normal steaks and Wagyu. Oh, they even have A5 Japanese Wagyu. So if we like this place, maybe we'll come back and try this sometime. They have real Kobe beef for $210. Oh, very, very, very tempting. I think
a lot of fun stuff in the bottom.
I know you guys have real Kobe beef.
Sure do. One of 32 in the country at the moment with authentic certification.
Wow. Here in Philly, I had no idea. But it's okay. I think I know what I want. I think I'm gonna go with the. I'll do a New York strip, and I'll do medium rare.
Nice red and warm through the center of the steak.
Yes. So medium rare. And then, is there a side that you would recommend?
Personally, mushrooms of the steaks here, I think it's just the perfect move. Rittenhouse Square is the mushroom capital of the world, right outside the city limits. Just a little ways down the road, then we saute them from raw, little garlic oil, shallot, salt, pepper, butter, fresh thyme in the mix. Potato-wise, sounds silly, but the tater tots, made fresh in house every single day. Little golden pillows of deliciousness.
It doesn't sound silly to me. I love tater tots. So, but you know what? You sold me on these mushrooms, so I'll do the Rittenhouse Square mushrooms.
Excellent.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Would it be possible for me to get a second lamp?
Oh yeah, I could definitely do it for you.
Thank you. Yeah, I love this mood lighting here, but a little bit dark, so it'll be hard to show the food.
Makes the staff look better as well. Yeah.
For sure. For sure. I too personally look better when there's bad lighting from personal experience. Waiting for my steak dinner. Had a lot of hearty cheesesteaks and roast pork sandwiches, so it'll be nice to see this side of Philly while we're in town. So I'm guessing the mushrooms will come first, and then we'll review the New York strip. Just gonna show you guys the vibe one more time.
It's helpful. This is on the middle setting. I can also turn it a little bit higher.
Oh yes, that would be very helpful. Yes, thank you.
On the higher setting.
Thank you so much. Just as long as it doesn't distract other guests.
Oh gosh, no, that's very kind of you.
Dang, I guess I'm in the corner so that, oh, this is great. Thank you so much. Yeah, look, super helpful, super great service. That is significantly brighter, which will help in the video. Lighting is definitely important. And yeah, just gonna show you guys the vibe real quick of this place. Like I said, it's quite dark. I like the mood lighting in this case. I don't always like mood lighting, but in this case, I really dig it, as it does make you feel really relaxed, and they have a nice jazz music accompaniment in the background. And yeah, hard to see on my camera because of the lighting, but the chandeliers, I dig the chandeliers as well. Just want to show you real quick while I wait for the steak, but this knife is a pretty solid knife. I mean, it may look a little odd, like it's a little bit, is oblong the right word, but it's a little bit kind of wide, but it's pretty nice. It actually feels pretty nice in your hand. It feels really well weighted. It's like a knife that like Thanos would like it's perfectly balanced in every way. And the server actually told me that it was created, I believe, by Japanese designers, but a German company. Pretty good knife, although last time Germany and Japan joined forces, it didn't really end well. But I'm sure they're good at this. All right, so the bread has arrived. A complimentary piece of bread, and I reviewed this last time, so I'm gonna kind of whiz by it this time. Last time, I remember it was quite a bit larger. I think they seem to have downsized the bread. I guess maybe that's an inflation casualty. And the butter, super creamy and super rich.
Then you have a small bite of Florida sour potato, herb bourdain sauce, rosemary as well.
Okay, this is potato.
Enjoy. Get from the kitchen. Yes.
Oh,
Potato.
thank you so much. No shellfish.
No shell.
Thank you so much. Wow, real quick. They sent me a little potato hors d'oeuvre, literally just one tiny hors d'oeuvre, but it's perfect because we got a decent amount of food and I don't want to overeat. I know I talked to some of you guys about whether or not I should review these gifted foods from the kitchen when I've kind of been made as making a video, and most of you guys said that it's okay as long as I'm honest and disclose that they gave it to me for free. I mean, they already made it and they gave it to me. I didn't ask for it, so I'd hate to let it go to waste, you know? We can review it, but be real that they gave it to us unprompted. All right, Okay, that was excellent. I'm glad they gave that to me. Earlier, he was really recommending the tater tots, and that really has like a tater tot flavor. I wonder if that's similar to the tater tot dish they have here. In this case, it tastes really like that fresh, hot, and deep fried potato, but with some additional flavors added in, like some, I think they might be some, maybe some herbs, maybe some spices, but that was excellent. That was an excellent hors d'oeuvre. Let's just quickly fly through the review of this bread, which I reviewed last time, so no need to go into too much detail this time. First a bite, without butter.
My wife and I are huge fans of you.
Oh.
Yeah, and the look you just made, I've always hoped that you would come into the restaurant. But I was going to email you, I wanted to bring you here just to watch you eat. When you take your first bite of food, it makes us so happy. Like the joy you almost look like you got punched in the stomach, and you're like, oh, this is so good at the same time. Yeah. I'm sorry. My name's Matt.
Matt, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you so much. That's really nice of you. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. I didn't mean to blow up your spot over what you're doing. I admire how you keep your work done. Do you just use regular iPhone software or?
Yeah, no, not even iPhone, Android.
Oh, Android.
So Samsung Galaxy, and I just use my phone and like try to be discreet.
Yeah. No, man. I love it. But we're huge fans. This is your second time here, though?
Yeah, I ate here once. I tried the cheesesteak last time. It wasn't for me personally. I could see how people like it, but it was very, very like intense. But like some friends of mine really like it.
Yeah. Oh, a lot of people do. It's super popular. Where are you eating tonight?
The New York Strip.
Nice. Good choice.
Yeah, so I ate this before last time, so just gonna breeze through it. I don't remember what I said last time, so hopefully it matches up. It's not quite as dense as it looks. It's actually quite hollow and airy, and how could it be more airy than just empty in the middle? Thank you. But to be honest, somehow that works. I mean, because it's so big, if it were more dense, it probably would be like eating a big doughy dough ball and kind of like a mess. I don't know, fluffy, airy roll. Would you like some butter on top? Yes, feed me. All right, so let's quickly try it with the butter and just remind ourselves about the taste. All right, I actually just realized I used the wrong knife for the butter. Oops, they actually gave me a butter knife. So, a bite with the butter. Their butter here is outstanding. It is just so rich, so creamy, like really has like that creamy, buttery taste, like that freshly made butter taste. I get the feeling they may be making this butter in-house or they're getting it from a good supplier, but it does kind of taste like that amazing Amish butter I've had in Lancaster County. It's also really well seasoned with salt. Like it's the perfect salt level. I mean, who eats butter to watch their sodium count, right? Lose the butter if you don't want some sodium in your diet. So I love that they did not skimp on the salt in the butter here. So maybe one of the better, if not best, steakhouse butters I've had. Excellent, thank you.
And it's square mushrooms.
Sounds good, thank you so much.
Enjoy.
Move this lamp over here. Pretty solid looking steak though, am I right? The steak has a wonderful sear across the whole thing. I dig that. Lots of nice fresh black pepper all over it. It's also a pretty thick hunk of New York strip steak. And then here they kind of have some garnish. I don't know, I guess that's like spinach or something. I don't know, that doesn't really look up my alley. It's kind of a sad little portion. I think it's mostly just to make the plate look pretty, but yeah, it doesn't really look appetizing and it doesn't really look artistic or beautiful either, to be honest. So gonna hold off on that. And then we have our mushroom dish. And this is a really, really generous bowl of mushrooms. It almost looks like something that would come out of like a home kitchen, like a nice homemade meal. He said it comes from the mushroom capital of the US. These are some really fresh looking mushrooms. A nice eclectic combination of larger mushrooms and smaller ones, like some typical portobello mushrooms you find in your pasta, And, you know, some with like a big fat head at the top, like something that Mario would eat to save a Princess Peach. So, I say we do steak first. Let's cut into this guy. Actually, let's quickly flip it while we have it impaled, and wow. Grilled on both sides, sear on both sides, only on the back here they have kind of more grill marks than like a flat sear. But I like that. I mean, I like that they put the grill marks on the bottom. They kind of hid the grill marks. Personally, I prefer more of the flat sear. To me, that's indicative of a beautiful steak. So they were kind enough to replace the Japanese-German knife for me. So a bite of this guy. Cuts really well. Wow, that really sliced pretty seamlessly, this Japanese-German knife. Would make Toranaga-sama proud. And look at that beautiful medium rare. Does it get more beautiful than that? Let's take a bite. Slice it down to size a little bit. Hopefully this is a juicy New York strip. Pretty good. That's some good quality beef. I mean, I think when it comes to steak, there's only so far you can go if your beef is not good. And that's some good quality beef, good beef flavor on this. Very, very delicious, very well marbled in every bite. The beef tastes great, and the pepper crust adds a great crunchy dimension with every bite. Let's try this piece. This looks like a nice fatty piece. Okay, that fatty piece was actually not as fatty as I thought it would taste. Like you saw, right? It looked like a really fatty piece. I thought it was gonna be pretty moist and pretty succulent, but I don't know, for some reason that fat flavor just didn't really come out for some reason. Maybe because it's thick, maybe like the little fat glob in the middle kind of got shrouded by the rest of the beef. I guess that just shows that it's a very evenly marbled beef. So even the piece of meat that did not look as fatty that I ate first still tasted pretty good. Oh, quick question. Is the beef dry aged?
This is dry aged.
Oh, okay.
40 days.
40 days.
That's right where it starts to get that butter popcorn, blue cheese kind of flavor profile happening. Tenderizes the meat in a very nice way too. That's
really what you're paying for here when you go to a steakhouse. You're paying for the extensive dry aging skill that they use to carefully monitor a steak throughout the 30 to 40 days, 30 to 45 days, and really make sure that everything goes swimmingly. In fact, sushi is actually aged as well. A lot of people think like when they eat like a delicious melt in your mouth piece of sushi, they're like, oh my goodness, it tastes so fresh. It must have been caught this morning. Completely false. It's like almost the exact opposite. They're aging the fish to bring out more umami flavor. Pretty much the same as steak. So I love sushi and I love steak. So maybe that's not a coincidence in this case. In this case, this is an excellent hunk of dry aged beef. As far as the complex flavor of the beef, like the complex aged flavor, let's try some of the mushrooms. Why don't we see if these mushrooms from allegedly the mushroom capital of the US are all they're cracked up to be. Trying our bite. I feel like they're okay. I mean, they're not bad, but probably not my favorite item here. I mean, they definitely taste like very fresh mushrooms. Like, they don't just taste like the mushrooms that you get from the grocery store. Like, they definitely have like a very fresh flavor to them, like a very freshly picked flavor, almost like an organic flavor, but I guess I feel like it's relatively simple. Like, they kind of just taste like mushrooms, that's all. Like, just sauteed mushrooms with some olive oil and not really much else. Like, he kind of suggested that I eat it with the steak. Like, this kind of tastes like you would eat this with something else as opposed to just eat them straight up, because just eating them on their own, I mean, they just taste like stir-fried mushrooms, that's all. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but it does seem a little bit too simple to me. It is a generous portion though, I certainly give them that. It is a very generous large bowl. But let's try it the way he suggested it. Let's try to eat them together. The server really suggested that. Let's see how the mushroom and steak pairs. The mushroom being like a super umami flavor adds some extra savoriness and almost like infuses more meaty flavor into the steak, if that makes sense. There's a reason why mushrooms tend to go with cheesesteaks, right? In this case, not Philly cheesesteak, but Philly steak in this case, like just a steak, I guess. Tastes pretty good with the mushroom. It definitely amplifies the flavor a little bit. I think we've eaten enough now where we can really leave our verdict of Barclay Prime here in Rittenhouse Square in Philadelphia. The crust is spot on, the perfect amount of pepper for spice. The cook is perfect and it's cooked well on both sides, a sear on both sides. It's really marbled throughout, so it's juicy, nice and fatty and juicy, decently soft and tender as a result of that marbling. And honestly, the knife they gave cuts through the steak pretty easily as well. Unless you're eating the mushrooms with the steak on their own, they're a little bit disappointing, if I can be honest. I guess it is a little bit unfortunate that the prices are pretty much akin to New York prices, but I mean, I guess it is what it is. I guess it's in Rittenhouse Square, Philadelphia. This is like the fanciest, bougiest part of Philly, so no big surprise there. But anyways, guys, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Have you guys eaten at Barclay Prime before? Do you have a steakhouse that you prefer in Philly? What are your favorite steakhouses anywhere in the world? New York, Chicago, London, Italy, wherever. Let me know in the comments because great minds eat alike. And as always, if you like my videos, please like and subscribe. That way you stay up to date whenever I post another video. Until next time, I'll see you later.